Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Resident Evil 3, where we've created the vaccine, blew a bunch of stuff up. What's his face? Nemesis is out there chasing us down still. In theory, he's being controlled by something. I don't know how they expect to control things with a parasite, but they are? Disposal center protocols. The facility is to be used for the dissolution and disposal of test subjects used in S2 experiments. The potent solvents used will ensure that any biological matter within the vat, living or dead, is completely dissolved and ready for disposal. Please follow all safety protocols when using the disposal center. Always confirm that no employees are in the chamber before beginning the dissolution process. Always use a regulated amount of solvent, regardless of the volume or mass being disposed of. If a test subject reacts violently, do not halt the disposal process. Leave the chamber filled for at least 12 hours, then check for complete dissolution before draining. So that sounds like what we're going to be having to do. We're going to have to somehow...
What in God's name is this place?
That's the disposal area. We're going to have to fill up that vat with disposal juice in order to attempt to eliminate Nemesis. Will it eliminate Nemesis? Probably not. But hey, we can try. If we believe in dreams and such, anything is possible. Don't worry there, Jill. He's gonna grab onto you with his strong hand. Jill, vaccine.
Oh, what do we have here?
The city needs that vaccine!
Also, Nikolai is,
I don't think the wisdom I've been trying to impart on you is getting through.
Nikolai is the worst.
Can't put a price on life. But I'm in this business to get paid. So let's make a deal.
Okay.
You go down there, battle the Nemesis, and I'll recall it all and sell the combat data. Put on a good show, and maybe I don't need the vaccine. Agreed? Good.
I don't know what that last hand motion was, but I'm pretty sure I would have ended up inside this thing one way or another. Alright, now what am I supposed to do? Damn it. Should I have had more health potions? Damn it. Okay, I'm dead. That was fast. I can't help but notice that this time it didn't even bother sending me back all the way to a typewriter. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to hit it with like a flame round, or actually let's switch to flame rounds because I got more of those. Skip this cutscene. Hit it with flame round. Damn it. Timing is a little bit tricky. I'm in caution. Damn it. Oh, there goes my face. Am I dead yet? Nope, I'm not. Alright. Flame round.
Jill, is that you?
Carlos?
You're okay. Let me spot for you.
Excellent. Oh my.
Watch it, you've got company.
I do.
He's
I
hiding
do.
behind tank 8.
Tank 8 is...
Now, rip that fucker apart.
Oh, that's kind of sort of okay. Oh, some more first aid stuff, some handgun ammo. Also, it's a little convenient now that Carlos is here.
Number 7.
That son of a... Shall we heal ourselves? Maybe not yet. There we go. Thank you, Nemesis. We don't need... Oh my. Okay, I'm just gonna take this guy out.
Number 1.
Number 1 is...
I got this.
You do?
Not what I intended to hit. But I'll take it. Yeah!
Alright. Yeah. Am I doing well? Ah, that's where the zombies are coming from.
Behind you!
Oh, hello. Hello, how are you? Damn it. I'm going to have to heal myself because I'm almost dead. Any new items littered the stage, or...
Got some
The
more
answer is
incoming.
no. Oh, hello. The answer is yes.
Number 2.
Where is number 2? There's... Damn it. I was not fast enough. And I'm almost dead. Son of a... This is not convenient. Is that enough? That was enough. All right.
Here comes a crane. Use it to climb up.
Come on. Come on.
Jill, get back!
Excellent. The crane, both a method of safety and a weapon. A little bit faster, Jill. Oh. That looked pretty final.
Nikolai, where did you go?
Alright. I have definitely used up a lot of... Excellent trophy names. I've definitely used up a lot of equipment, but actually not too much equipment. I have no rounds for the grenade launcher. Ferromagnetic infantry, next use, next generation railgun. Ammo caliber 60mm. Muzzle velocity 6,000 meters per second. Suppression of new bioweapons in case of outbreak. Additional notes, extreme firepower provides the secondary benefit of completely obliterating the target, leaving no trace behind. User feedback. This thing is totally rad! Tyrants out of line, just give them the finger and problem solved. Packs the firepower we need. It would be even better if there was a way to control the output. Mobility may prove to be problematic in the field. Perhaps its platform could be refined. It requires multiple power sources, may be difficult to secure in practice. Can you consolidate to a single power source? Okay, I see what I'm going to need to do. Boss fight. But have to go around, get some power sources. Let us heal ourselves. Let's use up some of our healing. Let's grab this mixed herb. Let's just use it. Let's merge these steel boys together. Move that there. Will we really want a survival knife from here on out? Let's store that. Gunpowder. I only have regular gunpowder. So let us make some regular bullets. And then let us litter the bottom row of our inventory with first aid sprays. And also, let's take Explosive A with us, just in case we find some explosive material. And the thing is, even though I'm like grabbing like 4 first aid sprays from the inventory, I still have more first aid sprays. See, this big open area looks like a boss area. Is that the railgun?
It's done. Give me the vaccine, you greedy son of a bitch.
No. You print money. I like money.
I like money. Have you seen money today? Look, this is dollar. This is $5 bill. This is $10 bill. It is so beautiful, but not as beautiful as this $20 bill. Oof. Yeesh. You know, Nemesis, you have seen better days, sir.
Have you ever seen anything so incredible? The data on this would be worth millions. But, you know how it is. City's about to explode, and you can't put a price on life. Good luck!
Nikolai!
Jill!
Go after Nikolai! He's got the vaccine!
What about you?
We're running
I'm
out
going
of
to
time.
try not to dissolve in this dissolving solution. That seems to be a good goal.
Just so you know, this is the last fucking time.
I'm willing to, I approve of that. Defeat the creature. Ah, more first aid spray. Let's throw some of these hand grenades.
This isn't gonna work.
Opening compartment.
Now we're done.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Please reactivate power sources. This is where the gameplay is going to
It
be.
needs power.
Excuse me.
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
Ah. For a second, I thought I wasn't going to dodge in time. Damn it. Don't make me use one of my billion first aid sprays. All right.
Power sources remaining.
I'm guessing I definitely will have to shoot off these pustules that are spraying acid. A little bit faster. Must go faster. Must go faster. Oh. Am I in danger again? I'm in danger again. Damn it. Maybe I didn't grab enough, son of a... Maybe I didn't grab enough first aid sprays. Okay. Alright, let's push this last one in. If I had to guess...
All power sources activated. Powering
You think I
up.
don't know how to fuck you up?
If I had to guess, I'm gonna have to do this one more time after this. By video game rules, like everything usually happens in threes. But then I did end up having to power up.
Come on! Next time, take the fucking hit!
Ugh. Juicy. Oh yeah, this is how the original game ended, with you taking out Nemesis with a railgun. It has been a hot minute. A hot minute? Ah. Alright, how do I get out of this place? There's a ladder. And I'm fine, and I still have 3... Oh, ladder's there. I still have 3 first aid sprays ready to go. Though I'm sure With Nemesis defeated, there's not going to be much else for me to worry about. I say confidently, despite not playing this game ever, and not necessarily remembering the original Resident Evil 3 that completely.
Can't let Nikolai get away with that vaccine. I hope Carlos managed to stop him.
And once again, I'm reminded that I don't remember what happened to Carlos in Resident Evil 3. Whether he still lived or whether he died. Clearly he doesn't get killed by Nemesis. But does he get killed by Nikolai? Does Nikolai live? See, that's the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. If you don't remember what happened, it's always new to you.
You're not going to stop. Promised you this, didn't I?
No! Do you have any idea what you've just done?
No, don't care. My client ordered me to reduce Umbrella to rub.
10 minutes until missile
Ah.
impact.
The missile has launched. And that is my cue. Goodbye, Miss Valentine. Shame you didn't listen to me when you had the chance.
Carlos! Jill, do something!
Jill! Shoot him!
I can't! I'll hit you!
Do it!
You're an expert!
You have to! There's no other way.
Carlos!
Hey, I told you I couldn't leave you in a Carlos's world. That would just be too cruel.
But we wouldn't want to leave you and your beautiful hair behind. Shoot him!
Why'd you do it?
He basically just condemned this entire city to die. For money? He
There's
said
a
so.
price tag for everything. Even letting the world burn.
Who are you working for?
I'll tell you, if you get me out of here. I'll pay you whatever you want. You're a fool. You're a fool! If I die, you'll never find out the truth.
If you don't tell me, he'll die.
I don't mind a little detective work.
Is it a bad idea just to... Like, if he started running, would he be okay? I mean, even with the bullet wound?
Jill, you alright?
There it is.
I'm as alright as I can be, considering my home was just nuked. And my
finally over.
friends are largely dead? My acquaintances are largely dead?
So long, RC.
But
I
according to
felt
my
empty
health
and
status,
cold as
I'm
the heat from the
fine.
blast washed over us. All this death wasn't caused by a monster-making virus. It was greed. Human greed.
As opposed to that other
I
kind of
decided
greed.
Then and there, the ashes of Raccoon City would be Umbrella's ashes too. I would end them, once and for all.
And this kind of leads to something that I wanted to talk about. Was, by the way, that was Resident Evil 3 Remake. Before I go into talking about the game itself, that's something I wanted to talk about, is because Capcom has already announced that they're going to do a remake of Resident Evil 4. But in regards to the Resident Evil storyline, like, the destruction of Umbrella happens off-screen. It happens in between, like, Resident Evil 3 and Code Veronica, in between those two games and Resident Evil 4. And I feel if they're going to be remaking and going back in the past to do these remakes and remasters, like, now would be a great time to, instead of jump directly into Resident Evil 4 remake, to be like, what is Resident Evil 3.5? I guess that's still Code Veronica. What's Resident Evil 3.8? Like, a game that focuses more on the storyline about, like, the destruction of Umbrella. Because that just kind of happens away from all the other storylines. That said, Resident Evil 3 Remake, I enjoyed it a lot. It's definitely not as big of a game as Resident Evil 2's remake, but then Resident Evil 2 is also a bigger game in general. Like, the original Resident Evil 2 had multiple storylines and, like, a bigger area that you're kind of always cycling through. Whereas Resident Evil 3 Nemesis was more linear as an original game. And to be fair, the remake is still sticking true to the original game's mentality. And that's the question that I suppose you can always ask in regards to remakes. Should the remake be true to the original? And how true does it need to be? I feel this one was really good. I had a great time playing it. Can't wait for more Resident Evil, although I suppose I'm a big Resident Evil fan, so... Like, I'm still glad I even played Resident Evil 6, despite how awful that game gets. If I had to suggest, like, if I had to be, like, critical of anything, like, there's a lot of, like, because of how linear this game is, there's a lot of level construction that's kind of based around the idea of find a note that tells you a hint about what's coming up, and then you deal with it. For instance, like, you find the note that tells you that these creatures are, like, shoving their creations into your throat. But if you use a green herb, you will vomit them back up. And then the immediate next thing is a monster shoves some creatures into Jill's throat, and then you use a green herb to throw him back up. You find a note that says, this railgun requires power sources. You immediately find the railgun and its power sources. So there's a lot of level designs that's just based around that. Read the note, experience the content. So it makes the lead into these areas much, much more obvious. Now, would you have needed the note to understand the railgun? Probably not, especially since the railgun is kind enough to say, hey, we need some power. But say, like, the creature shoved down Jill's throat. Maybe you would have needed the note in order to understand, okay, a green herb would solve this problem, considering this is the only part of the game that uses said thing. But maybe you didn't really need it all the time. You didn't really need a note for everything, for every situation. Or for instance, like the Hunter Gammas. It tells you, there's a note that says the Hunter Gammas expose their mandibles when they're charging at you. But I read that note, I think, after I fought my first Hunter Gamma. Like, I shot it a couple times with a shotgun before, noticing that it opens up its gaping maw. And I'm like, okay, I probably should shoot it then. So it was a little bit more obvious at that point as to what you're supposed to do. And then when you finally get the flame rounds, and you use one flame round on a Hunter Gamma and it dies immediately, you know it does not have a resistance to heat. The game doesn't need to tell you this. That said, if I was going to give... Oh, by the way, I haven't even played the multiplayer, so I suppose this would just be based on the single player alone. If I had to give Resident Evil 3 Remake a score, 8 out of 10? Like, I would probably give Resident Evil 2 Remake a 9 out of 10. So this would be just like a point below, because it's not quite as ambitious as the Resident Evil 2 Remake. But then again, I would argue that Resident Evil 3 Nemesis on the PlayStation 1 was also not as ambitious as Resident Evil 2. So it stays in line. Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.